Once again this morning, my old forklift battery was dead. It's been doing this fairly regularly. The battery's done for. Luckily this time, this strap and my little Traco, I was able to roll it out of the shed close enough where I can put the charger on it. Usually, I gotta do a cable come along and drag it out, which is a real pain. So this black thing, this is the battery. And yeah, this whole big black thing is the battery. And looking on the internet, they're like $7 grand. So, you know, that ain't happening. It's meant to be snatched out. You see there's a slot in the roll cage. Now the thing won't go all the way forward because my seat back doesn't fold. But if it had the original seat, this would fold up. You could hook it up with these two lifted eyes, take this battery out, put in a new one, and the night shift could have a battery all night. But that ain't the way it is here, and I don't need that much battery, and I don't need to spend $7,000 on this old thing. So I think what I'm gonna do is put 1, 2, 3 car batteries right here, and then I can use a smaller charger, and I think I can sell my big charger for I don't know, $500 or $600, $700. They're all over the place on the internet. And that would pay for 3 batteries, and then I just need a little charger, like a trolling motor charger. Because I don't use the forklift very often, but when I need it, I need it. So that's gonna be a project. We're gonna mount 3 car batteries on the back. I have to leave this battery here because that's my weight, that's my counterbalance. So it'll just sit dormant. You know, we'll see how that works. I don't know how much energy I can get out of 3 car batteries, but I think a lot. I think it'll do fine for the way I use this machine, which is like to unload my truck or to load a trailer, and then that's it for the day. I don't use it all day. So that's our project, batteries on the forklift.
I was getting ready to head to Walmart to buy 3 of the biggest deep cycle batteries that they offered, and I came across this ad on Facebook Marketplace. Now, a good way to separate yourself from your money is to buy used batteries from Facebook Marketplace. But these batteries intrigued me, so I made a call, and I ended up buying 3 of them. $550 for 3 used batteries. I think I got a good deal. Time will tell.
They're huge. They're not new. It was made in 2 of 23, but it's warranted until 3 of 2030 now. Is the warranty transferable? Probably not, but the fact that they're offering it that long is pretty impressive. And it is way stronger than anything I can get at the Walmart. Okay, a new day. I'm gonna make the platform today. I came yesterday afternoon to do the same thing, and it was just too dang hot. Of course, this morning it's not all that hot, but I am in the sun and will be till noon. But I'm gonna try to work through it. So, just gonna make a wooden platform, nothing fancy, just something to set those batteries on, and then figure out a way to secure them so I don't have to worry about them falling over. I'll cut a block of wood here. This one's kind of locked in. Cut a block of wood here. It's just sitting for now. And I had a piece of plywood that was almost exactly the right size. So I'm gonna screw this plywood to these boards. And I think I will anchor the boards to this metal, probably with some kind of angle bracket. But I think I'm gonna put the batteries on here first to make sure everything's copacetic. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Let's see, that first battery is gonna hit the seat. I don't know if I can scoot the seat up in here or not. Let me check. Before I make it where I can't open the top anymore, I want these 2 cables that go to this plug that goes to the machine. I'm not sure how I feel about using a grinder to cut these cables off, but maybe a handsaw. Anyway, I'm gonna cut them off. Yeah, I don't like using a grinder with all the batteries here, even though they're pretty much dead. You never know. Glad I kept this worn out little wood saw.
So these batteries weigh 118 pounds each. Probably could have got them out of the truck and set them on the ground without mechanical assistance, but I didn't risk it. I got my little engine hoist out, and set them on the ground. And they've been on the ground for about a week, and now I'm back over here working, picking them up and setting them on the plywood with the engine hoist and a cable come along.
Okay, we got it up there safe and sound. Let's get it unrigged and scooted into position. And man, I don't know if the next one's going to be harder or easier.
So not only will I have diminished capacity compared to the original battery, but I will also have a diminished amperage. So I'm going to try to teach myself to use one forklift function at a time. I don't have to travel, pick up, tilt back, tilt forward, adjust the forks, and steer the back wheels all at the same time. I will try to operate conservatively.
Now I've anchored the platform to the forklift, and I've got the batteries strapped together, and I've got them strapped down. So this is not the permanent arrangement, but I would be comfortable moving it around like this. I'm kind of scared of these big batteries. To hook it up, I've ordered some nice connectors that I can put the wires in. But for temporary, I need I need 6 jumpers. Is that right? I need to go from here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 jumpers and 2 more to go to this plug-in. I might have that. I might be able to hook this up temporary and get it out of the sun and the rain. Get it inside. I guess I can take my come along off right now. You see where I got to get out the sun? I can't think right. I got 38 volts, and all I needed was the 2 jumpers. Yeah, I got to get out of the sun. So I went to the supply house, where I went to 2 supply houses, and I got, this is called a mechanical lug. You tighten it with a wrench. As opposed to a compression lug or a crimp lug like these, you have to have a special tool. I don't have the tool. So, put these on the battery posts, run my cord, I gotta strip my big cable and put them in there, and then tighten up the bejeebies out of them. And the forklift should come to life. Now, I want to turn the batteries around. I put them on there facing the wrong way. They should be facing the other way, because this connector goes this way, so it would make sense just to have the cords over here. But for now, I'm going to hook it up until I can get it under the crane, and then I can easily pick up the batteries and flop them around. Okay, I'm not going to lie, this is a little bit scary. Okay, no smoke. That's a good sign. Let's see what happens when I turn the key on. Aww. Seems to work. Okay, I'm going to move the camera because I want to back it in to the shop.
When the sun shines on my sheet metal roof, the sheets move, and it makes all that popping sound. I guess it's the sheets moving against each other, or the screws or something. But it can get pretty loud at times, and that's the noise you hear in the background. Pop, pop, pop. Here, we wouldn't go up the concrete curb. and it was really low on hydraulic fluid, making all kind of weird noises. So I had to pull up and get a running start and kind of bounce up that curb, and added some hydraulic fluid, and it made all the funny noises go away. So life is good right now.
Well, it's in here. It ran. It sounded really funny, but I think that's because it was low on hydraulic fluid. It is low because this cylinder up here has been leaking forever. I'm gonna fix that on this trip. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. So I'm gonna take the batteries off and flip them around the other way, and then cut these cables a more appropriate length. Put them back. This is quite a bit easier, right? I'm gonna set this one on the ground. I'm gonna hang the second one, and I'm gonna spin the first one without picking it up because it'll be on that flat plywood. And then we'll stack them back in there. Okay, I'm working on supporting the battery. I put a piece of angle under the plywood. It's just wedged, it's not screwed yet. If I decide to go this way, I'll have to move the battery again and through bolt it to the plywood. That's no problem. But if I put that here, I can put another piece of plywood here. And I like having the protection for the battery in case I back up into something or a pipe falls over on it or something. But this is, no, that's just plastic. Certainly don't want to punch a hole in a live battery. So somehow or another I'm going to have a plywood back here. And now I just need to figure out the rest of it. So I like the way they turn this little flange up on this piece at angle. But I need one on both sides. So I'm gonna cut this off and do it again with a flange on both sides. My supply of various random pieces of angle iron is getting pretty pitiful. This is one of the longer pieces I have left. But this will work, we're gonna use it. Beautiful work of art. Well, I'm not at home, I'm at the foundry, so finding usable screws is a little bit of a trick, but I think I found some. I've got my little corners put on. Sheer genius. They're strong enough to just keep the batteries from sliding around. And I put this little pipe and welded it. I'm gonna put a threaded rod through, because I'm gonna put a threaded rod through there and through this plywood and snug it up. And that's kind of all we need, except I need to fasten this angle to something. Yeah, not very pretty, but it's gonna suffice. Okay. I'm gonna try to weld this angle with a counterweight. I don't know what it is. If it's cast iron, it's not gonna weld. If it's steel, I should be able to get a weld on it. And the battery's disconnected, so I don't think I'll hurt the electronics. It's got a big old electronics board in there with a bunch of stuff on it. So let's give it a shot.
Looks good to me. The batteries are officially mounted. Okay, it's not nice to laugh at handicapped people, but I know this is pretty comical. I have a trimmer and I can't help it, but I'm trying to shove this wire in this connector. And I know the wire is 1/0 because it's stamped on the freaking wire. And I know the connector is 1/0 because it's stamped on the connector. And I got a clean cut, but it won't go in there. And I've chamfered the I've chamfered the edge of the connector to try to let it slip in easier, but probably, I don't know, 10% of the wires peel back every time. But it's just the way it's going to be. I guess I could have got a 2-aught connector and they would have fit. But anyway, it's done now. They're in there. I got most of the wires in, and I clamped it really, really tight with the Allen wrench. And I don't think this is the weak link. I think the weak link is that these batteries don't put out as much amperage as the original factory batteries. Okay, again, we're on the negative side now. I'm using a grinder with an abrasive blade to cut the wire to length. Does a pretty good job. This is a big old wire. It's a number 1, and it's real fine copper inside of it. Lots of strand. It's very soft. So got it cut off. Got a little razor blade to cut the rubber. The rubber is still very limber, even though it's pretty old. It never got hard, so it's easy to cut and strip. And then try to shove it in the hole. Should be a simple thing. I'm shoving a 1-aught wire into a 1-aught connector, but it's not simple. It would not go. And I started here. I forgot about the chamfer on this connector, so I did a pause and quickly drilled it. And then I moved the camera where you can't see what's going on. But anyway, all I'm trying to do is twist and shove. And I got, I don't know, probably 90% plus in there, and I just call it good. And clamped it really, really tight. And these things should be like herpes. They should be forever.
All systems go. All systems go. Next thing I'm going to do is take off that shift cylinder because it's leaking like crazy and rebuild it. I rebuilt this big cylinder a couple of years ago. Almost killed myself because it fell. I was aiming for my head, and it's not leaking at all, so that makes me feel better. Should be able to get this little one. Although it's a dual action, it goes both ways, so that'll be a little bit different. But yeah, it's all good stuff. The battery is done. The battery support is done. I got a corner here, corner deal. I got a thing here to keep the batteries from sliding side to side. And I got plywood, which is tucked into here, and this is welded. And I got an all thread rod to keep this from going backwards, and in case I back up to something, hopefully I won't poke a hole in the battery. So yeah, looking good, man. We're looking good. So I bought a battery charger for my new setup. It's 36 volts. It's 15 amps, whereas my old one was 180 amps. I don't think that would have helped my batteries out any. And pretty impressed with it so far. It's heavy. It's like the real deal. But it came with this plug, which I don't have on the battery, so I'm going to cut this off and put on some alligator clips, or whatever you call them. This is a newer battery charger. Well, I'll say new. Maybe it's a few years old, and it doesn't seem to work. So I'm going to cut the alligator clips off of it and use them on this charger. And I'll save the cord and I'll throw the rest away. All right, I was reading 38 volts before I hooked up the charger, and now I'm reading 40 volts. And the little red light is telling me that it is charging, that I have less than 80% in the battery, which I find that hard to believe. But all right, well, I'm gonna leave it here for a couple hours and come back and check on it. It should turn to yellow pretty soon, because I think fully charges 13 volts each, so 13 times 3 is 39 in a little bit, maybe 40 would be normal fully charged. So I don't know, this is a little scary, but it's brand new out the box. What could go wrong?
So just a few seconds after I turned off the camera, the red light turned to orange. That made me feel a lot better. And I left it on overnight, and the next morning I came and it was green, and we had 39 volts in the battery with the battery charger disconnected. So we've parked a forklift. I don't have the battery connector. I don't have it on charge, and within the next week or two I'm going to pull it back in the shop and we're going to address that leaky front fork cylinder. So if you stuck with me this far, thanks for watching.